there was a man called Alfred. And one day Alfred was sat at his breakfast table and he opens up the first page of the newspaper. And to his surprise, there was an obituary to him. Now, of course, he was not dead. And for those of you who don't know what an obituary is, it's when people die, they basically write a piece about the death of that person in the paper. So he wasn't dead. He's quite surprised, but what really shocked him was actually what was being said about him. And the headline was, "The Merchant of Death is Dead." Now, Alfred was the inventor of dynamite. And so at that moment, he realized that this was how he was going to be remembered. You know, this was going to be his legacy, and he didn't want that. So Alfred was really old at this stage, and he came across a really good idea. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to honor the individual who's made the greatest contribution to humanity and service to humanity. So he instructed his accountants to form a trust, and this trust would basically prize the person who had made the greatest contribution to world peace. And this prize became the Nobel Peace Prize, because we're talking about Alfred Nobel, who founded the Nobel Peace Prize. So even though Alfred was really old and he'd lived his life, he was still able, even in his old age and upon his deathbed, he was still able to change the narrative, to start over, to change what people were going to write about him, to change his legacy. And so my point is that no matter where you are, no matter what stage of life you are, there's always time to change the narrative. There's always time to change the legacy. There's always time to be able to create what you want to create. And ultimately, you know, having nice things, having cars, having all these fancy things won't create your legacy. It's how you'll be remembered, who you are, and your contribution to society. So my message for you all today is, it doesn't matter what you have or haven't contributed to life yet. You still have time, and it's never too late to start over.